This is my bad experience with the timeshare industry here in California. In June 2010, right before my 64th birthday, that it was in July 2010, I received this happy birthday card that it looked just like this, where they were telling me that I would be getting 2 round trips any place in the United States, plus 5 days of a rental car also in United States, and that the only thing that I will have to pay will be $37 for tax purposes for the whole packet, and I will have to attend a 90-minute presentation. Unfortunately, I did call that number and I set up an appointment, and they set me up for July 10th, 2010 at 1 p.m. to attend that meeting. When I got to the meeting, I found out they were having a celebration. The office was full of balloons. They had a lot of older men with white shirts and a tie receiving us, and then I had to check in at the counter on the front office, and the company logo was this one, the one that is Global Exchange Vacation Club, and then the points are powered by RCI. Anyway, they put us in a room where we had the presentation, the 90-minute presentation. After the presentation, I asked for my price, and I was told that I needed to go and sit in a table. It was a round table with one man there, and he was going to explain to me what the time sharing was all about. At that time, I explained it to them that I was not interested. However, he told me that in order for me to win the 2 tickets and the rental car, I had to listen to his presentation now. So I sat with him for a while, and he explained it to me. And then when I asked for how much it was all this, then he told me I needed to talk to somebody else. Again, I told him I wasn't interested, and another man came to the table anyway called Muhammad. At this point, I had about 4 of those other guys with the white shirts and the ties just wandering around my table, so I would not be able to leave. Muhammad came and explained it to me, everything all over again, and then he gave me the price. Every time I told him I wasn't interested in purchasing anything, because that was not the reason why I was there, then he will throw another gift to me, and then he will lower the price. Eventually, I was there for so many hours that eventually I signed for it, and I'm very sorry about that. By the time I left, I had put a down payment of 10%, and I had a balance of about $7,000 that they requested a credit card for me, which it was denied. It was giving only $5,000, so therefore they told me not to worry about it, that they were going to finance the $7,000. After that, I walked out of there, and then they gave me more prices. So I walked out of there with the 2 round-trip tickets, the car rental for 5 days, a trip to Las Vegas with an $80 voucher for any show that I would like to see, and a cruise for 2 to either the Caribbean or Ensenada here in Mexico. They put the 10% in my credit card, and then they needed it to do automatic deposit for the payment that I will be doing for 5 years, that it was about $168 a month. I did not carry checks with me because I do my payments online, and I told them that I had that set up in my personal computer and I did not know the password. So they put me anyway in a room with another man, and then they gave me a computer and they put me there to try to remember my password. I was in that office for about an hour, and finally I got in contact with the Bank of America, and I managed to get my account number and allow them to set up my payments online automatically. So after that, I remember I was told that I will have to pay yearly some maintenance due, or cleaning maintenance dues every year, and that they will be picking up the bill for the first year, so I will have to start paying on the second year. And then I went home. I went home probably about 6:30 p.m. in the afternoon. I had been there since 1 o'clock until 6:30 p.m. That was on the 10th, and I believe it was a Sunday. By Friday the 16th, which was my birthday, then I was driving to my son's house to have dinner with him when I received a call in my car from Las Vegas people telling me that I needed to give them the credit card so they can charge $99 to my gift. And when I will go and use the facility, then they will give me a reimbursement. I explained it to the lady that I was driving and I could not give my credit card to anybody, plus that this was a gift, therefore it was free, and that I would not give anything. She became very rude and he told me to stop immediately and give her my credit card number, which I told her I would not do. Then after that, she continued calling and calling my number, but I could see it in my car, so I did not respond. She must have called me about 20 times. That Saturday, the 11th, I went to Global Exchange Vacation Club office in San Dimas, California, and I asked for Mohammed. It took me a while. They did not want to connect me with him, so finally he came out to speak to me. I explained what had happened to me, and I told him at that time I wanted it to cancel everything because I didn't think it was right the way I was treated. He told me not to worry about it, patted it in my shoulder, and told me, go home, I will take care of it, and I will tell them not to charge you anything until you're ready to do the trip. Then at the meeting, I was told that I needed it to mail immediately the voucher for the airplane tickets and the rental car, but no money was needed until I will make a decision when I wanted it to take the trip because I had a year to do so. So as they told me, I sent it certified mail, and a couple of days later, I got them back that they were voided because I did not submit any payment. Now the payment had increased to $140 something for the gift, even when I was told it was going to be $37. And the gift was not like they were asking me for the money. It was removed. It was voided. I no longer had that gift. So I went back again to the Global Exchange Vacation Club office, and I told Mohammed that what had happened to me. He told me not to worry about it, that he will be talking to somebody and named Monroe, and that he will be reissuing everything for me. I went home again. Then in about September, I get a bill for the maintenance fee for 2011. However, they were due in October 2010, which I did not understand. So there I went back again to talk to Mohammed, and I told him I did wanted it to get out of this. And every time I went there, he never explained it to me that it was a procedure for me to cancel the contract, that I only had 7 days. He made it seem like that I had to give them an opportunity for them to become clean with me and that I had to wait. Anyway, so that was that. So at this point, I had no airplane tickets, no car rental, and no Vegas trip. Then I tried to schedule my cruise with the cruise line. So I called them, and I was thinking to take my older granddaughter, which was 17 at the time, with me. And then I would be paying for the 2 little ones. One was 11, the other one was 9. So when I called them, they asked me how old my granddaughter was, and I said she was 17. They told me she did not qualify, that she needed to be over 18 because my price was for 2 adults. So I said, okay, well, I will be taking my daughter-in-law then with me, and since my son is overseas, and then I will pay for the 3 little ones. And when I tried to find out how much it was, they told me that the 17 did not qualify for the child rate because she was older than 12. So it was no qualification for her, but she needed it to pay an adult ticket. At that point, I was pretty much done with them. So I decided to cancel my automatic payment, and I stopped paying. They had been suing me. They had hired a collection agency now to go after me. In my credit report, they had not reported it once, but twice. So they have reported it as themselves, actually as a fake name, and then also as the collection agency number. So it used to show in my credit card twice, but I managed to go and correct that. So that is my story with the Timeshare Nightmare. I'm planning to fight till the end. I don't know what else I will do, but I'm going to just not give them any money. Thanks.